Hi everybody, Joel from RC Max UK here. Hope you're doing really well. Now I know it's a bit of an odd time, lockdown and everything. It's starting to ease now, across the UK at least, and I think in general around the world. So it's the first time I've been out. Kind of allowed to go out now, I'm on my own anyway. But later on I'm quite excited, because later on I'm meeting up with my mate Mick. Of course we'll stay apart from each other, but we're going to try the big boy cars, the big bores, the 50cc and so on. I'm a bit knackered, a bit puff in here as I've just walked over. It's quite a distance, but with me I've got the Losi 5B that I've converted recently. Excited to use this. I've not really had it running properly yet. I've made a few more holes in the body here and here and put the ESC in the right place with a hole above it again, and basically it's mounted there running 8S. I converted this, and I've also done the wide arm mod, so it's now running the Losi 5T arms, drive shafts, and yeah, that's it really. That's the mod, isn't it? So basically getting the wider stance. I always felt that the Losi 5B looked a little bit narrow, so now it probably looks a bit more like the way I think it should do. So I'm hoping this will be a good place to run it, some jumps and stuff, give it a bit of beans. I've always loved the way the shocks work on this, so smooth, and yeah, it's a good buggy, so I'm hoping to keep this. I'm kind of testing myself at the moment. Do I want to keep this, or testing the cars at the moment, should I say? I've got the X-Max, I've got this, and I've got now a Baja that I've just converted actually with a conversion kit, and I've got the Armour Kraton 8S, and I'm trying to figure out which one do I want to keep, or which couple do I want to keep. I think the X-Max is going to be kept because for me it's just too good to sell.
Message. Ready to send it? Okay. I won't send it.
Crazy, isn't it? My Siri started to listen to my conversation. Okay, the X-Max I think I'm going to keep because, I don't know, it's just a light car, 8S, plenty of power, it's lots of fun. Especially at a place like this, where you got jumps and bumps and things and rough terrain. The Losi 5B here, obviously is a conversion. I may send it back to petrol because it was really good petrol, but if you want to convert something, or if you want an 8S basher, I mean it's a TLR, so it's Team Losi Racing. Everything is slightly higher spec. The way the shocks work, I mean they're massive. Look at those beautiful alloy shocks. It's so smooth. I've not managed to break anything on this, no arms, nothing like that, when it was petrol, and I used it, you know, I've had it for a couple of years, so it's hard to get rid of this. Then you've got the Baja two-wheel drive, which I haven't even tried yet. And then you've got the Kraton 8S. Now, I've already replaced the chassis on that within 5 runs. Cost me £150. It's a beautiful chassis, the new chassis, billet chassis, lovely. But I didn't want to have to spend £150 on it straight off. But anyway, this is a different subject. I'm rambling. If you want to see anything on these other cars, check the channel out. There's videos there of my X-Max 8S, the way I use it. At this spot actually, a couple of videos. There's videos of this when it was petrol. There's lots of 5th scale stuff, and there's a few videos of the Armour Kraton 8S as well. You make up your mind and give me some advice. What do you think I should do? As at the moment I'm most tempted to sell the Kraton 8S, I've got to be honest, because it's the newest. Hopefully I'll get back a reasonable amount of money for it. A mate of mine actually wants it, John, so I'm hoping John will want it, and I'd be happy for him to have it. It's a good car, but I just don't know if I like it enough to keep it when I've got these other cars. So yeah, what do you think? What should I do? Anyway, check out the channel if you want to see other videos on these other cars. And I've also got my MTXL with me in the car, so check that video out. That'll be coming out after this video. And as I say, meeting Mick later. I don't know what I'm going to run, we'll see. 80cc, a couple of cars, I'm not sure. Maybe my ALX 50. Alright guys, let's see how this runs. Tell me what you think as well. I mean, is this good brushless, or is it better when it was petrol? What do you think? Damn. That was bad. That was bad. Okay. Got these AAA bumpers on here. I'm very, very glad I've got them on here, considering that. Jesus. Okay, and what I've done is I've softened up the suspension because I like a soft suspension, but it's too soft for this, so I might just put a quick bit of preload on here. Right, I've said in the past, and it's definitely true, that running at a place like this, that's rough, rutted jumps with big holes in them, rocks, and all this kind of stuff, divots and all this rough ground, as you can see, it's totally different to running on a BMX track, or running on a track, or running on a field that's nice and smooth with some smooth humps and things, because you never know where the car's going to go. You hit one of these dents at the wrong angle or at the wrong time, and the car's going to go wherever. And the landing obviously is not at all smooth. It's ruts and dents and all sorts. So, and massive rocks actually. I moved a huge rock that was just sitting over there before I started doing this. So bear that in mind. Obviously I've not jumped this before either, so I'll go for a few more jumps and a bit of blasting around here, and we'll see where we go. To be honest, I'd rather use this somewhere maybe a little bit flatter. Not flatter, but smoother. But yeah, it's holding up anyway, either way. Nothing broken yet. Ooh. Wow. I didn't even see that. There's some massive holes here. I didn't even notice. Jesus. And as you can see, this is it's an off-roader's paradise here. The old Jeeps all come here, and that's why all these hills are created. Someone keeps trying to pile up a load of earth over there to block up the entrance, but they're just driving right over it. Oh, Jesus, it's kicking up. It's kicking up, and I'm giving it throttle in the air, and it's just not got enough. And that's just nosedive somewhere around here, straight into the ground. Car that heavy, I never like to see that. Jesus. And it's, yeah, it's done some damage. Let's have a look. Trying to save it, but just wasn't going to be saved. Okay, so that had a cable tie around it, I think. I'll have to check. I'm sure I put a cable tie around that, but it snapped off and the motor wires come out just here. I thought I'd cable tied it, but I can't see a cable tie here, so maybe that was a oversight on my part. I meant to cable tie it. Okay, so I'm hoping that's just that. Oh, batteries come out as well, connection, the motor wires come out. I've got heat shrink for these, I've just been too lazy to put it on yet. So okay, that front bumper looks very, very useful. Chassis looks okay. I think I'll call it a day. I'm not going to run with that like that, not here anyway. It's covered in dust. I'll just quickly plug it all back in and see if it works. Okay, I've just plugged it all in. Motor wire, battery. Let's see what happens. Okay. Twin large scale servo, of course. Very good steering, or powerful steering on this. Let's have a look. Okay, we seem to be all right. Right, I'm going to call it a day there with this. I mean, I don't particularly want to break it, and with that flapping around, Max 5 ESC, I don't want to risk it really, so I'm going to call it a day there, get the MTXL out, see what happens with that. There's still some things to kneeing up on this and some things to sort out, a bit of heat shrink on the ESC, the motor wires, things like that. I get a cable tie around that, but generally speaking, I quite like the way it runs. I loved it petrol though, so it's difficult to decide. Give me some advice, but obviously I'll probably go with what I want anyway, as usual. But yeah, that's a run on this. A couple of massive hits. I'm so glad I got these AAA bumpers on. They're brilliant. And yeah, chassis looks straight, which I don't know, not to bring it up again, but I'm creating 8S. I don't think so. I think that would have been a killer of that car, a jump like that. So, you know, hard ground, rough landings. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. All right guys, catch you in the next one. If you want to see the MTXL, check that video out. All right, see you guys.